Hello. I just wanted to take some time to record a few videos on a series of visions that the Lord gave me. These started over 10 years ago, probably 12 plus years ago. Um, and there it was a succession of visions that built on each other. The most recent was just a month or so ago. So um, I'm not going to spend a lot of time in the first couple of videos expounding on what I saw with, like deep diving or getting into the scriptures that back these things up. But I'll follow up with a third video to um, spend a little more time unpacking and actually seeing what I learned after when studying about it, that this is biblical. This is kind of what the Christians refer to as the Trinity, and that's not what it was called in my vision. And I just recognize that when I hear people speaking about this subject, that's what it's called. So thanks. I hope you get something out of it.
Event. The first vision, at the time, honestly, I don't think I knew really much of anything about the Trinity. I'm not even positive I understood the doctrine at all. I don't even know if I had been introduced to it, or maybe just in some sort of peripheral sort of way. It wasn't something I was pursuing, wasn't something I was studying, it wasn't something I was praying about. It was just a personal revelation that the Lord gave me for some reason. I have no idea why. I wasn't questioning it. It just happened. Um, and I was just praying or about to pray. I don't even know if I wasn't in like some deep prayer. I was just going to bed and praying before I went to bed. I was still wide awake and just uh, just connecting with the Lord. I don't know how to explain it other than that. And then all of a sudden, I was just keenly aware of the Lord's presence. It was like all of a sudden I knew there was this presence and that it was God, and that I was getting a look at the Spirit of God like I had never. And it wasn't like he was in the room or something like that. It wasn't, I've heard people talk about these visitations. It wasn't like that. This was like I was being shown something in the Spirit, and it was positional. Like when I think of it, I think of the Spirit of God being like right here, like so tangible. But what I was actually being shown, it wasn't like, like a person or, a lot of times you say spirit and people think entity or, ghost, ooh, it wasn't like that. I don't want to depersonalize it because I knew it was God, but I wasn't like seeing a form. It was a spirit, um, like a spirit of goodness. And that's what this was all about. It was like seeing the goodness of God. And it was like I could see things in there, like, or just know. It wasn't like a visual seeing, it was like a knowing, like seeing honesty, integrity, love, um, these qualities, these characteristics, that we associate, with a person, but just seeing the qualities, the wow, I was just the goodness of God. And what I the revelation that I got when I was looking in there was that there was nothing bad in there. That was what stuck out to me the most, was like not only all these good things, everything good that you would call pure and holy and good were there, but what wasn't there was anything contrary to that. That was the takeaway that I got. This was just like a teaching moment, a revelation, seeing something in the spirit and being completely able to calmly take in what I was seeing is the best way that I can explain it. And it was just given to me in that, at that level, in that way, that I was able to see this but not be overcome by it somehow. I was just amazed by it. I was just amazed, and it was just good, you know. And all of a sudden, the next thing that happened was I became aware that Jesus was in front of me. Like, I had been, like, this presence was here, the Spirit of God was here, this goodness, the Spirit of goodness, total goodness was here. And then I'm seeing Jesus. It was like all of a sudden my attention shifted. Maybe he had been there the whole time, but I was just being made aware of his presence. And just as I see this in the spirit, the goodness like gathers itself and goes into Jesus. And I don't know if it was just like all of it, a portion of it. I can't, I don't really grasp that piece of it. But but I just know this goodness like gathers itself and then goes into the body or the form of Jesus completely, head to toe, full of this goodness of God. Um, and to me, when I look at this, I think Father, Son um, was what was happening here. That was not what I was told. That was just kind of uh, the way I interpreted what I saw. And or I don't know if it was just a knowing. Sometimes you just get knowledge or a knowing in something like this, and I'm not sure if that was that type of thing on that particular piece of it, but that was my takeaway. So just as soon as I grasped that this goodness has filled Jesus, he goes, it's like his presence just goes by me and goes down below me. And I knew instantly, somehow I was just like given this knowledge that he was going to earth, and I knew what he was going to do. It was like just the understanding of all that was just packaged in with this without me having to see. I didn't even have to turn and look or anything. I knew what was happening. I knew he was going to the cross. And all of a sudden, very quickly, this went from here to here to here to all of a sudden, some of this goodness, like a ball of this goodness, gathers itself and it just goes into my chest. And I understood that what I was being shown or told was that the reason he did what he did was so that some of this goodness could be in us. That was why he did what he did. So that was the end of this vision, this revelation. But even right that minute, I knew there was more. I knew there were pieces of this that were left unfilled, like there was more to know about this that wasn't being revealed. So I'll end this one and then I'll do the next one separately so this doesn't get too long.